Hi, it's good to see you again. Today we're going to be architects and we're going to invent our own building. And to do that, we're going to do some research first. It would be great if you could look out the window. Can you see any roofs or windows that are interesting? But if you can't, you can also do some research. If you've got access to maybe photo albums with holiday pictures in, or picture books or magazines, or any kind of book that shows a building, even if it's a drawing, not a photograph. And I want you to quickly make some notes of the different styles. And then we're going to use those notes to make a finished imagination building made of all different styles. So we're going to travel to lots of different places without even leaving our desk today. So let's get started. We're going to start collecting windows, doors, different architectural styles of roofs to make our house or palace or crazy building. It's going to be totally imaginative, and I'm just showing you this picture because I want you to do your picture front on like this. So this is a street in Amsterdam and it's got some great roofs, and I think I'm going to borrow this one here because I like that, and I think it's going to go, just going to take it very simply. I'm going to say I like it like that, and then I'm going to put that there. And then, oh, there's a little window there, very small window. So that was quite interesting. I think I could take quite a few from this page. This house here is in America, and it has, well, it's got some crazy detail on it. What I like is the roof, so I'm going to borrow a bit of that roof. And I think on my roof I might have some of these railings, roof railings like that. Quite like those. And I also like the way the window is in the middle of like a mini roof. So today we're collecting roofs and windows, doorways, any little architectural detail, because we want to make our imagination house as crazy as possible. Just keep on collecting them. Maybe you can think, oh, those flags are nice. I might have a little flag like that with my own personal emblem on it. When you're collecting roofs and windows, don't forget you can also, there's a little man here in this window, and I think that would be kind of nice. I think that's actually more like a balcony. So perhaps some of your windows could be balconies. You could have different people in them. That man, I'm going to do the picture of that man because I like him. He's looking out the window like that. And underneath, oh, there's lots of different details. So go around collecting up all the detail. You can do a couple of pages of these, just quick line drawings, nothing too fancy. And when you've got quite a few, we'll be ready to make our big final piece. This building here has got some interesting columns, and I think I'd like to have some columns. So there's a curly bit there and a curly bit there. You see, I'm not making it really detailed. I'm just getting some notes in so that when I come to do my picture, oops, I went wibbly. When I come to do my picture, I've got lots of information. I think that's enough. Oh, and there's some little railings joining underneath. I quite like that as well. I'll go up again, remind myself how to do it. It doesn't matter if you're sketching here, your note-taking overlaps, because this is just information for when you come to do your final design. And you can keep on doing this. You can look across, you can look at cityscapes, you can look at buildings. You're on a journey to a lot of different cities and maybe a lot of different times. This house here has got some interesting circular windows, and I think I'm going to borrow that. So I'm going to quickly make a little note of a circular window like that. It's got a circle like that. Some different things that you could search for are temples, palaces, studios. I think that's enough of that. I think I quite like this castle. I think it's called Crenellation. I might borrow a bit of that for my house as well. So keep on going. Try and get 5 doors, 5 windows, or even more if you want. Here's another interesting roof, and the thing that I'm going to borrow from this one is this detail here, this sort of wobbly detail. And then there's a window. It looks a bit like a church window. It's interesting to think and look at how window panes of glass are divided up. It's down like that. So that's another interesting window. and then you can put a frame like that. You can make sure everyone knows it's a window, and then something on top like that. So there's another little roof that I can use in my final piece. Now I'm going to show you a beautiful picture that I saw in a book, which is where I got the idea, and it's by a child, someone in year 5. So you've got lots of pages of interesting noted down windows and doors, turrets and roofs from your research. And here's a black and white version that someone's put together. So they've brought all the different elements together and they're looking at everything straight on. So that's something you can think about. They're not worrying about making it 3D. They're interested in the pattern and the detail. So if you wanted to, you could do this. I know some people like to do black and white. You could bring all the detail together into one gigantic building in black and white. So you don't have to colour it. But if you do want to colour it, let's look at the coloured version next. This is a picture by someone in year 5 that I was telling you about, and you can see the architectural styles. This reminds me a bit of the temple in Kew Gardens. This looks like it might be from China, maybe this is from India. It's all very imaginative. And another thing I would say is that after it had been drawn, you can see that they put in the colour, but it wasn't all dark colour or all bright colour. It was a mixture of light and dark and warm and cold. So think about that when you're putting your picture in. Think here's some lovely detail on that window, and the person who did this probably wanted that to stand out, so they made sure that the wall behind it was nice and pale so that you could see the detail. So try and think about maybe putting some people at the window, perhaps some birds up high, and just really enjoy going to a different place, a totally imaginative place, something of your own making.